Hi everyone, and welcome to this session on using AI to optimize your customer's journey in manufacturing. My name is Lee Harper, and I'm Catapult's principal data scientist, leading our data science and machine learning engineering capabilities. And here we're going to really talk about using some advanced analytics techniques in order to really help your customers, have a better experience with you, have a more frictionless experience, and how we can do that with what we have today. So on the agenda for this one, we'll start with a bit about customer journeys themselves and customer experience. Make sure that we're all talking the same language, whether we're from sales, marketing, management, or the technology side. We'll then talk a bit about how to reduce friction in customer interactions with virtual agents. And then we'll finish up talking about using data science techniques to optimize your actual customer's journey itself. We could have picked many more topics, but these are ones that we feel are timely and will be of interest to you. So let's start out with talking about customer journeys and customer experience. We're going to meet Matt. So Matt, you may have already met him. He's our manufacturing lead at Catapult. Matt loves technology and, of course, manufacturing. And he's recently become a new customer for a global laptop manufacturer. You can imagine which one in your own minds. So let's take a look at what data we might have about Matt and his relationship, his journey with this global laptop manufacturer. So this is going to tell you the idea of what is a customer journey and what might we have to show for our customer journey. So here's Matt and here's his journey with us, and here's all the data that we might have got about him as we've been along. So maybe the start of his journey with us is he saw an online advert that we posted via Google AdSense or Bing Ads, and then came to know our brand. After that point, maybe he clicked on it, or later on, came to our website. We can track website views nowadays. Later on, he wanted to buy a machine, but he wanted to try it out in person first. So he came to our retail store and actually had hands-on experience in the store itself. Loved it so much that he bought a new laptop. Our point of sale system tracks that information. Then in that first week, golden time for manufacturing to get in front of your customers. They're riding high with their new purchase. He got sent a customer care email, which our CRM system, like Dynamics, will be able to track. As part of that, maybe we offered him a 1 month, free laptop tune-up. So he came back to our store a month later to take advantage of that offer and come and get that tune-up happened. Again, our service records would maintain that. A while later, he would have called about maybe a warranty repair. Maybe the machine broke down after 3 months. Well, you provide warranties and he wanted to get fixed under warranty, and your call center records would show that. And then after that, it was decided he had to send the machine in to your retail store or to your repair depot in order to get that warranty repair carried out. So here's his journey. All of these interactions will be stored in different systems, but we can really put this together with modern technology to really get that full 360-degree view of our customers. Part of this, of course, is doing this responsibly, and not being creepy. So how do we do this responsibly? How do we combine data from these different sources? Our call center, our point of sale system, our CRM, our store records, our maybe our AdSense tracking. And then once we have that data, we can use that to use advanced analytics to gain new customer insights and then really be more proactive and use machine learning to optimize the journey rather than being passive about them coming to us. So why should we care, right? It's great we can track this data and get these journeys, but what's the point? Many reasons for this, but here are just 3. So one, you want your customers to keep buying stuff from you. Okay, most of you aren't just one and done shops. Okay, you're going to be manufacturing things and you want repeat customers, be that B2B, be that B2C. Okay, if not, they'll go to your competitors and that's bad for you. So there's that loyalty element there. Part of that as well is to really get the right messages to the right people at the right time. It's all well and good saying we'll do a bulk email send, but if we could figure out where in the journey to send that to the right kinds of people, we could really hugely impact our marketing by making it more efficient, increasing our click rates, as well as increasing our brand awareness as well. And finally, personalized cross-sell. How do I know what customers that I should be sending to my customer base? What haven't they bought yet that we think they should buy based on their journey, their behaviors, and their profile? All of these, both in the short term and the long term, generate more revenue for us, which of course is what most people are concerned about in this space. So why now, right? There's nothing necessarily new in customer journey analytics, but what's new now? One is the scale, right? With the cloud, we can store billions of records, across many systems, honestly, pretty cheaply as well, right? Storage is cheap compared to how it used to be, and it's scalable, right? If I add another petabyte of data to my cloud system, I pay for it, but I haven't got to worry about building out a whole new data center to store it. Alongside that infrastructure piece, advances in products powered by AI allow for new kinds of insights that we'd have had to get from our marketing folks' intuition over the course of 20 years of experience. We can now get straight out of an AI system to help us, and at scale, the kind of scale that an individual would have trouble doing, no matter how skilled they were. And finally, advanced automation techniques can provide increasingly frictionless ways for us to reach and interact with our customers. Okay, rather than having to wait in long queues for call centers now, there are alternatives to that, which we'll cover here as well. So final kind of thought on this, what's being done today and how is what I'm talking about different to what's currently being done? So marketing, you can slice this in many different ways, but here we'll say it's the passive or bulk approach and the active personalized approach, and how these look today. So passive and bulk, your brick and mortar retail, right? People come to those stores, right? You aren't necessarily going to them, they're coming to you. It's great. Website, people come to your website. You might have a chatbot on your website. You might have TV or radio ads. These are kind of going, basically having people come back to you and doing it at scale. And then active or things that can be personalized, things like your email marketing campaigns, right? I can put the name, the company name, even the products they bought into an email to make it feel a bit more personal than my, many to one interactions. Advertising online, AdSense and other sort of technologies target people based on their behaviors already. Telephone outreach is always fantastic if in the right setting, because that is a truly personal one-to-one interaction. Direct mail can be too. That can also go in the bulk section, but if you're sending your direct mail to targeted individuals rather than to everybody, do that. And then things like push notifications as well. They're gaining a lot of popularity with big players, using that to be able to say if you've got a cart that needs to be picked up, or you haven't talked to someone for a month, you can use those to reach people through alternate means than just email. So that's the kind of state of play of customer journeys today, in many cases. So now let's think about some new things, right? What's new? What's exciting? What's fun that I can tell you about that might give you ideas for things you can take away today and go and implement or think about. So the first thing we've had a lot of success with at Catapult is reducing customer friction with virtual agents. Now, chatbots. Chatbots have a bad rap. For good reason in many cases. Okay, many, especially older chatbots, are just purely conversational. Okay, they're just there to have a conversation, maybe to answer a few simple questions. But we've all been on chatbots that kind of can't answer questions very well, or run into trouble very quickly with anything beyond the most basic of questions. Fakeness. People trying to actually pass these off as real people. Please don't do that. People actually like chatbots more in general if they are obviously a chatbot, or if they're kind of like fun and alternative, rather than it being, hey, I'm Linda from company X, how can I help you? When it becomes obvious quickly that there's no person behind that interface. Questions accurately is hard to do for a lot of the older chatbots, and that just all those things lead to a not great customer experience. 3 years ago, I was like, I hate chatbots. Okay, actually, I kind of refused to build them a while ago. But I had my mind changed by some of the more modern variants of this. This is why we really call these now virtual agents. They're kind of chatbots 2.0, but they really are doing a lot more than just a chatbot would do. And I think that's a really important distinction to make. So one of the big innovations about 3-4 years ago now, but that's really come mainstream in the last couple of years, was the idea of the transformer architecture in machine learning. It revolutionized natural language understanding, being able to extract meaning from words rather than just responding to the words that are there. And it's been transformative in the field. So modern virtual agents make use of those architectures to really do more than just simple question and answers. We can now build agents that are focused on actually figuring out what action or why is user talking to me, right? They're asking a question, but what do they really actually want to do, right? So they're good at deciding the intent of a human. Once you've got the intent, these agents can also be empowered to take action on your behalf. Actually doing things, booking appointments, filing tickets, all kinds of interesting things they can do with modern technology, as well as integrate with a range of other software services. You know, rather than just on your website, you might have this on Facebook, you might have it on Twilio, you might have it on Twitter, or elsewhere, partner websites even potentially. There are thousands of integrations there now for modern virtual agents to hook them into other places. And that means that you can meet your customers where they are, right? Much more actively. So how do these kind of work? What's kind of the flow of one of these things? So when you come to a virtual agent, like any other thing, you will it'll ask you some exploratory questions, ones that you might have defined yourself based on what you want the bot to actually be able to do and identify. Once those questions are done, and we've done that identify section, we can then move into intent. Okay, so you want to do repair. Okay, you're asking about a warranty repair on our products, or you want to buy a new product from us, or something else, right? Just giving you a simple three-way tie here. Once you've picked out which ones, let's say we've realized that someone wants to do a repair, okay, a warranty repair, for example. We then want to qualify it. This is where it's really, really cool, because what can now happen is you can define almost like a sales funnel or a marketing funnel. You can decide the flow of questions the bot's going to ask, not how it's going to ask them, but how the flow looks to get from, okay, I want to do a repair, to what kind of repair? Is it warranty or not? Are you B2B or B2C customer? All the things that you would need to know in order to direct it to the right repair system for case management. And at that point, we can get the bot to actually go and file that ticket with case management. Okay, no waiting on a line. In 5 minutes, I've got my ticket filed and it's gone to your tier 1 support or tier 2 support for triage and remediation. So these bots can identify intent, qualify the intent and what actually needs to happen, and then act on it. And I think that's really powerful because your odds of going to an agent and having to wait in line on the phone become much smaller, and then the agent can call you as a result of this flow happening, which is much preferable for both the individual and you, of course, because your agents, your call center agents, then are less busy doing this initial remediation that can be done through automated means in a frictionless way. So back to Matt's story, okay, Matt and his customer journey. What would the outcome here have been? So let's say Matt loves Facebook, okay, and Matt was going to come visit and complain on Facebook about on your page that his machine had broken down after 3 months. Okay, he's not a happy bunny. But what can now happen is that your virtual agent can be there potentially on your Facebook page or somewhere else, and it can, he can then use that where he currently is to go ahead and basically fire his bot again. And so rather than having to call during the workday and getting frustrated at that being given the run on a phone tree, he's come to Facebook and he's been able to do it that way, or one of many other ways that you could do it as well. So a really challenging point in the journey, you've really helped him reduce friction there. You've also allowed your call center staff to focus on more challenging problems than the basic triage. And by you responding well, potentially at a challenging time, that can also build loyalty. Okay, it's easy to be loyal to a brand when the going is good. When the going gets hard, if the brand's going all out to make your life easier, that really can help with the loyalty and the repeat business side of things. Of course, the end goal of the level of go for a warranty repair, that's unchanged. All that changes how we got to that outcome in a less frictioned way. So, kind of last point on this thing, the Microsoft Virtual Agent Stack. Microsoft has a range of technologies to build virtual agents with, from the high-code bot framework through to the no-code Power Virtual Agents part of the Power Platform. And this is great because it means that you can have some people who really don't know how to code at all, but who are marketing folks, sales folks, and they can go away and they can build some simple agents themselves with no interaction necessarily from your development team. Of course, those are going to be more limited, right? Say the integration side to third-party services, that's going to be quite hard with Power Virtual Agents. It's there, but it's more limited. So if you want something more advanced, more complex, you might need to go to the bot framework. with your coders. There's also the intermediate bot framework Composer, which is a low-code solution, which kind of gets the best of both worlds. And actually, it's often how we do it ourselves at Catapult. Is we can write all the code to deploy the bot in code, have it do all its things in code, but then we could design our intent paths to qualify the actions we need to take using a drag and drop interface. So you can have your development team build up the framework and the skeleton of the bot, and then have your marketing team and their expertise from their business side, for example, doing the intent path, or it might be your sales team or your repair team, whichever team is relevant for that particular intent. So you can basically get all the good stuff from the business side and the good stuff from code with the flexibility. This is also integrated with other Azure services too, to extend their functionality further. So your bot's multilingual, you're global. You want to be able to have your bot talk, English, Spanish, Mandarin, Chinese, and Hindi. Great. We can do that with Azure Translate. And let's say you want your bot then to go and do actions that require more advanced RPA. Power Automate, fabulous tool on the Power Platform, can be used to then take the actions that you need once you have that action quantified. So summary, really powerful technology. It's changed my mind on chatbots and virtuals enormously in the last couple of years. Really advise you look into it. It's really really good when you use them the right way. Okay, so now let's move tacks a little bit. So we're now going to talk about using data science and machine learning to optimize customer journeys. So rather than being passive and waiting for them to come to us, what can we do to maybe take action to improve the customer journey directly, or to even change the customer journey in useful ways to engender loyalty, resale, and other things like that? So the key here is personalization. And I don't just mean inserting the right email, the right name into an email, or the right company into an email. I mean creating personalized experiences on the customer journeys for every customer you have at scale, right? You've got 1 billion customers. How do we create 1 billion optimized customer journeys for your customers? So back to Matt's journey here. The top there is his old journey. But we could be asking ourselves many questions about this. He bought that new laptop. Did we miss a cross opportunity? Could we have sold him a peripheral or something else when he bought that laptop? He got a customer care email. Was that the best email that we could have sent him? Maybe it was, but would there have been a better email in that golden week after he bought the laptop that we could have given him to either sell another service to him, or a different kind of customer care, or a different offer that would have made him spend more and or be more loyal to our brand? When he came to the store, were our staff aware of his preferences? He came with that tune-up. Could that have been used to sell something else, or to provide some other kind of nice offer or service to increase his brand loyalty? And finally, at the end of the journey, what comes next? Right? What's the best action that we could do next as a company to long-term secure his business for the long haul? So I'm going to go through some of these and actually tell you how we might do these using AI and machine learning. We could do many things here. These are just a few examples to illustrate how this works. And I'd love to talk to you more about this. I know I love this stuff. Let's start out with cross-sell. Okay, when he bought that laptop, did we miss a chance to cross-sell something? And this can be done in kinds of ways. Okay, I kind of think about this from the customer to product and product to customer. So this first way is I've got Matt. Matt's there, great. Okay, he's bought a laptop. There's a whole area of AI called dealing with what's called recommender systems, and these enable really powerful cross-selling motions. Amazon is probably the king of this. You see on their website, you always get a lot of honestly pretty good recommendations for what you should buy next from them. But you could do this as well using these systems too. And the real thing here is, what customers is Matt most similar to? What did they buy? They might have bought many things. Based on this, both what they bought and what he's similar to from his customer journey, what might Matthew buy next? If we're being really, really fancy, when might he buy it? Will it be in 6 months' time, a year's time, tomorrow? There's a range of tools that can help with this. Some custom. There's actually a tool from Azure called Microsoft Personalize that can also be used to do this out of the box. That will tell you what products won't tell you when, but it will tell you what. And this is now becoming a well-established field. And indeed, places like Shopify, a lot of the retail platforms, offers out the box for a lot of their customers as well. But obviously, you as manufacturers might need to have slightly more customers, especially if you're B2B customers, for what they'll buy next. And this sort of thing can help. The other side, though, as well, is what about the product to customer? If I've got a product, who will buy it? And this is particularly important in your space on excess inventory. Okay, I've seen this happen multiple times with some of my prior customers. Is we've got too many laptops, cars, kitchen worktops in this particular color, brand, style, model, whatever. We need to sell a bunch of these to people. Who should we target? Who are the best people to target with these specific excess inventory section brands? Now you can do it with recommenders, but it's kind of difficult. Often in this case, we'll do something a bit more custom. So we'll look at what customers bought that single product in the past. And of those, is Matt's behavior similar enough by some metric to those customers that we would think he would buy this product too? Okay, we can use machine learning to help us decide that, and then figure out from that short list of people who might buy it, who should we reach out to make that offer? Okay, and how? Should it be via an email? Should it be via something else? And the good thing here is in the past, we might have said, oh, we think that men aged 45 to 50 and women aged 60 plus will buy this product. Well, that's very generic. Now we can say, of all the people we have in our sample, who do we think might buy it? Be they, women of 18 years of age or men in their 70s. We can really be much more specific with that. And we've actually also had prior customers good results with things like this, actually in the automotive space in particular. I've seen that done very well. Okay, so cross-selling, we could have used this to sell him something else at the same time as he bought the laptop. But maybe, okay, we missed the opportunity there. So we have a chance now for a follow-up. That week after that golden opportunity to go and see that, we could send a better email, maybe to cross-sell or not to cross-sell, right? That is the question. So that follow-up email, what would be the best email to send? These often work best with the current technology when we're deciding from which is the best out of a shortlist that we have going. So let's say we've got 3 possibilities that we could send: a customer care follow-up, email about selling an extended warranty. If you didn't buy one of those at first, they're gold dust in manufacturing, right? They're super high margins. Which customers who didn't buy it might do well with that follow-up email about the warranty, or maybe a peripheral cross-sell. But numbers 2 and 3 are a bit pushy, right? So maybe some customers were like, they're better off not getting that, and their loyalty will be secured just with a good, solid customer care follow-up. So based on their propensity to purchase something, what might be the best email to send them? AI can really help to unpick that problem and that challenge, both increase your immediate sales and your loyalty to your brands. So then back to the journey again. He came to the store. Great. We know a lot about Matt at this point in time. He's been working with us for a while. We've got some AI running that can help us say stuff about Matt. When it comes to the store, do our store staff know what he likes, what he doesn't like? Do they know how to give him a better service? They may not. So the question here is, then how can we empower our staff? We've got all this advanced analytics, we've got all this technology, we have all this data. How can we really help them to get that information into their hands? So then they can give Matt the better service that he wants and deserves. So we can use Azure applications, custom applications that our sales team can access. And what's nice about modern data technologies is then we can have a secure data warehouse in the cloud that this connects to, and this might have row-level security. What this means is that the shop people in that store can only see data about their store, right? This helps to preserve privacy of customers, and of course of especially if you're have a set of franchise stores, for example, that you don't run yourselves as manufacturers. You might have partners. Only your partners can see their own data. Okay, they don't steal the data for all your other partners. So we can have these applications that are privacy preserving. And then that data, which is stored there, can be passed to a machine learning service, to a cognitive service, and really any advanced analytics application that's running, and return those personalized predictions which can be put in the hands of your store staff. And now they have more information about the customer, and they can then make calls themselves. Should I try and upsell them? Should I, give them some kind of special offer? Should I just treat them in a different way based on what we know about them and what they've bought before? Those can be really powerful customer care indicators to really help with that on-premises retail brick and mortar experience, or indeed in your call center. Someone's called in, up this comes on the call center screen, and your agents can also help the customers better by seeing their history and what we know about them and what we think they might do next. Lots of really exciting stuff in this space that is, at least to me, fascinating. So let's summarize then. This is the old customer journey. Okay, this is Matt's original journey. Let's say we've done all these things now. How does it look different? How have we practically changed it to make it better for Matt? So he's still seen the advert, come to our website and come to our store. That hasn't changed. That's the early journey. But at that point, we were able to upsell him a keyboard as well as a laptop in that process. We've seen that people like Matt maybe like wireless mice as well as their keyboard and laptop. So he got an email recommending that as the follow-on product that he should buy. Maybe like, oh, that's cool. I didn't think about that. Maybe I should buy one. Especially if you gave him a little incentive to buy it, like say 10% off. At that point, he visited the store for his tune-up, and because he got that email, he actually did buy a wireless mouse. And the customer care people knew that he was going to do that, so maybe could suggest that to him as a next step as well, to make him a more productive employee or more productive at home with his laptop. And then when he had that warranty repair earlier on, he filed it via Facebook in a virtual agent before sending it off. So at this point in time, he's bought more from us. He's now bought a laptop and a keyboard and a mouse, and at a hard time, we gave him a smoother, frictionless process to come and report the issues that he had with our stuff. So hopefully he's now a happier customer and will come back to us more in the future. So thanks for listening. I hope you found this interesting and informative. At Catapult, we love about this sort of stuff. I love it as well. Please do get in touch. We're more than happy to talk about how this stuff could be applied to your use cases and your business. And then let me know how we did. Here is a survey. Please be nice. And let me know if you enjoyed this and what other stuff you'd like to see. Thank you very much. Have a great day and enjoy the other sessions that are available on this channel. Bye-bye.